There are good reasons for doing things, and there are bad reasons for doing things. For example, a good reason to hit the town for a night of drinking might be because it's a weekend and you feel like loosening up and letting off some steam after a long week at work. A bad reason to hit the town for a night of drinking might be because it's the middle of the week and you want to get yourself ready for a big presentation at the office the next day. You can apply this to the presidential election, too, at least I think. A good reason to vote for Mitt Romney would be because you agree with his party's philosophy and you like the agenda that Republicans have been pushing in the Obama era. A bad reason to vote for Mitt Romney would be because you think the Republican Party has become too extreme and needs to move to the middle. I think this should be self-evident, but apparently it's not. In the past few weeks, I have heard a number of people who are in the middle of the road politically say they've decided to support Romney, not because they like today's Republican Party, but because they think he's different from it. The one that's on my mind this week is the Des Moines Register's endorsement of Romney. It made national news. Iowa's a key state, and the Register doesn't usually back Republicans. The paper's rationale? Because he worked with Democrats when he was governor of Massachusetts, and therefore will do the same if he's elected president. I think that's the wrong way to think about a Romney presidency, though, because if you want to know how he'd govern, all you really need to know is which party he represents today, and that would be the Republican Party. And what are the priorities of just about all of the leaders, activists, interest groups, and elected officials who make up today's National Republican Party? Tax breaks for the super wealthy, rolling back environmental regulations, and what scant Wall Street regulation we now have, enactment of the Paul Ryan budget, a steep reduction in federal aid to the poor, the transformation of Medicare into a quasi-voucher program, packing the federal courts with deeply conservative judges, and creating a Supreme Court majority to overturn Roe versus Wade. Those are the highlights. And how do we know that Romney would pursue this agenda? It's actually pretty simple. The Republican Party will revolt if he doesn't. I know. We don't actually know what Romney's core beliefs are, or if he has any at all. He's been all over the map ideologically. It's possible he's secretly the moderate he sold himself as in Massachusetts, and it's possible he's really the severe conservative he assured Republicans he was earlier this year. But this doesn't really matter at all, because Romney has been very consistent throughout his political career in one important way. His positions and his actions have always been driven by political expediency. I defy you to point to one major issue at any time in the last 18 years where Romney took a position that was at odds with whatever constituency he was trying to appeal to at that moment. I have racked my brain on this. I really have, and I can think of none. This gives us a really good idea of how he'd govern as president. The right views him with enormous suspicion right now. He got the nomination only by signing off on their entire agenda. And if we've learned anything in the Tea Party era, it's that the right is ready, willing, and able to go to war with any Republican politician it considers a sellout. Romney knows this, too. If he tried to be anything other than a severe conservative, his presidency would be crippled.